So let's start from the beginning. Um, so I'm fairly new to cosplaying. I'm working on a Spider-Man costume. I have it finished, I guess, but I'm gonna keep on improving it because right now I don't think it's the best. But anyways, I just want to give a little backstory to this before I get into it. So I've been making a Spider-Man costume, and it's 4th of July when I'm filming this. So our neighborhood, we're all like family essentially. We all know each other. We take care of each other. It's like a big, loving family. So we have a 4th of July party, and I don't tell anyone about this except my mom because she's the only one that was helping me because I'm not the best at sewing. But I mean, I'm fairly decent, but I'd rather have her do it because she's had much more experience with it. Um, so she helps me out finishing the costume to the point where I can wear it and it won't tear apart. And so for the 4th of July party, we're all getting set up. I'm helping people get the tent set up, the chairs, everything. And when the guests arrive, because all the neighbors invite their family, their friends, so everyone's inviting everyone essentially. So there are gonna be some people they know that I don't know, some people I know that they don't know, and we just all meet each other and it's a good time. So I see a few of the little kids finally come around because I was planning on doing this anyways in the past when I was making the Spidey suit. I was planning on just walking the streets of some downtowns that I know of that are local and just high-fiving people and just taking pictures with them, just making little kids' day happy, seeing their favorite superhero in a place you wouldn't expect it. But so I see the kids come by. One kid has a Spider-Man ball. One kid's wearing a Spider-Man shirt. And I'm just like, this has got to be the perfect chance to do this. I mean, you already have a few kids that already I could tell love Spider-Man. So halfway through the party, I don't tell anyone about this. So it wasn't a scheduled thing. No one knows that Spider-Man's gonna make an appearance, and everyone was shocked. So what happened was it wasn't scheduled. No one was saying, "Hey, Spidey's coming at 6 o'clock" or whatever. No, I was planning on doing this without telling anyone except my mom because she was helping me. So I kept it a secret. I went inside. I changed it into the Spidey suit, which was really hot because it was a hoodie, and I was wearing yoga pants underneath the actual Spidey pants because yoga pants were like the thinnest type of pants I could wear. Because I mean the Spidey pants weren't thin enough that you could see my legs and my skin and stuff. But I was more comfortable wearing yoga pants underneath it, even though it was a little hotter. And so the Spidey suit, it was made out of some homemade materials and and two old Spider-Man suits I had when I was little from the Amazing Spider-Man movie. And I had to because when I got them, one didn't fit, and we didn't return it, and we just got another one. So I had two that I could use, and I cut it out. I redid the Spidey suit a little bit and recreated it, kind of, and I got changed, and I went in my backyard where it's fenced off, and then I went in front of my dad's car where no one could see me, and I'm peeking out, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm just panicking nervously. I'm like, do I really want to do this? And at this time, also, because you can see I'm wearing glasses, but the mask I'm using, because it was that generic Spidey mask where they have like that thread for the lenses. So I kept that on, and I popped out these glasses lenses, and I super glued them on. I put some foam around it. So I'm not wearing glasses, so I already can't see. It's kind of a little shady outside, like not shady, no, a little dark outside. So, because it's in the afternoon, and so it's already kind of dark, and yeah, and I'm wearing sunglasses, which doesn't help. And then you also have like that thread in front of it from the mask, so I can't see at all really. And so I'm getting psyched up. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I run down the driveway, which was really long, So I'm running down it, doing some Spidey stuff, and no one was expecting this. So you have all these people I know, like all these adults that I'm friends with, that I know, and they're just like, hey, it's Spider-Man. And then I see the little kids, and I'm like, look, it's Spider-Man, it's Spider-Man. So I go up to them, I'm giving them high fives and everything. I did a cartwheel, I did a roll on the ground, because last night I was practicing, because I'm not the most athletic person. And so I'm doing this, and the little kids are just hyped, because again, this wasn't scheduled, and this isn't like a Comic-Con where you know you're going to meet a superhero. Like, this was just out of the blue. Like, these kids are looking, and like, holy crap, Spider-Man just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, what? And because, like, you wouldn't expect to see your favorite superhero at a 4th of July party in a small little local neighborhood. So, the kids all come up, high-five me, and they're just saying, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And I wasn't talking because it was really hot and I couldn't really speak. But when I did speak, some of the kids who knew me, they were saying, hey, that's Jacob, that's Jacob. I was denying it even though they knew. And this one kid, though, he doesn't know who I am because he's not one of the neighbors. He's one of the people the neighbors invited. And he comes up to me. I give him a high five. And he looks at me and he says, Spidey, I watch your show, the Ultimate Spider-Man show on Disney. He says, I watch your show. And he goes on to say that when he grows up, he doesn't say, when I grow up, I want to be like you. He says, when I grow up, I want to be you. So this little kid's wearing a Spider-Man shirt. He says he watches my show, and he says he wants to be Spider-Man when he grows up, which is just like me. I mean, I was a little kid, I watched Spidey, I wanted to be Spider-Man, and here I am, 2016, finally cosplaying and entertaining people. And the kid goes on saying, can I have your autograph? I mean, I didn't have any paper on me, but when I went upstairs later on to change, I wrote on a piece of paper, Spidey, on the back. I wrote, thanks for your help. I had to go fight the Green Goblin, and because I was too embarrassed, I gave it to my mom saying, hey, can you give this to his dad, to give it to him, please? And it was just, I couldn't believe it. Because, I mean, I know the feeling, because when I was little, I went to Universal Studios, and I met Spider-Man. Now I know it's a guy in a suit, but back then, I saw Spider-Man, I'm like, that's Spider-Man! And it was just fun. I mean, he was just following me around a little bit, he was saying how he loves my show, and don't forget, this kid doesn't know who I am, he only knows Spider-Man. And later on, I tried to run back into my house and change subtly, and the little kids were following me, and my sister and her boyfriend were inside the kitchen, and they saw me run in tired, and they saw the little kids and like, okay, we gotta shut the door because he's dying over here. So they suddenly shut the door saying Spider-Man has to leave, he has to go fight crime. They shut the door, and I'm just laying down there on the ground, and I'm just exhausted because it's a hot suit on a 80-degree day. So I go upstairs, I change, and I come back downstairs. And when I walk out the door, I see that kid in the Spidey shirt. I know his name, don't worry, but I see him. And he says, where's Spider-Man? Where's Spider-Man? And I say, yeah, he was here? And I said the most cheesiest lie you could have said. I was on the toilet the whole time. I mean, I'm a good liar, but that was probably the worst lie I've ever said. And surprisingly, I'm not kidding. The kid believed me. Because he doesn't put two and two together, like the whole Superman Clark Kent thing. Like, you see your hero, and then you just see an average Joe right here, and you don't think of this average Joe as your hero, because you see your hero as high and mighty. So, and then later on, he says, hi, I'm this kid. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Jacob. And he's like meeting me for the first time because he doesn't know me. And he's saying, Spider-Man was here. He was doing his moves. He was giving high fives. He even sounded just like he does in the show. I'm like, really? Because, I mean, I was just doing my normal voice, and he's saying I sounded just like Spidey. And we walked down the driveway, and he's just in shock. Because, I mean, he just met his favorite superhero. And he doesn't know that I'm him at the time. And later on, I just go down there. A few of the adults took pictures. I'm like, hey, can I see the pictures? Because, I mean, I didn't see what I looked like, and I couldn't see in general. And they were saying, yeah, Spider-Man was here. I'm like, really? I was on the toilet. I look at the pictures, and I jokingly said, I thought he'd be taller. So, anyways, later on, I'm playing basketball with some of the other kids there, and the kid runs up to me, because the other kids that were saying who I was, that was being Spider-Man, he comes up saying, you're Spidey, you're Spidey. And earlier when I met him without the suit, he was saying, most of the kids are saying you were Spider-Man. I'm like, nah, I'm not Spider-Man, he didn't believe in me. But later on, he comes up saying, you're Spidey, you're Spidey. And I thought that if he knew that I was being Spider-Man, his heart would be shattered. Like, I was thinking, seeing your favorite superhero, and you're seeing some average Joe under the mask, like, that awesomeness would be gone. And he just comes up to me, running, saying, you're Spidey, and he hugs me. And I just couldn't believe it. Because this kid runs up to me, and even though he knows that I was playing Spider-Man, he comes up and gives me a hug, saying, you're Spidey, you're Spidey. I mean, I'm still gonna do this. I'm gonna go walk the streets, high five more people that are complete strangers, these little kids that don't even know who I am. They just see Spider-Man like him. This is downtown streets of these local places. I'm gonna do that, but the first time I ever cosplayed as Spider-Man, really, and did a public free event kind of like this, I just wasn't expecting this.